Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, it is actually good morning. And I'm getting a much later start than I normally do. I'm hoping I've got my Sennheiser microphone on the camera. It's on a tripod. I'm hoping that the audio is better. Do a quick little description of what's going on. Got a little ride, so hop in.
Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Okay, I hope this can be seen in here. What I've done is I heated up the bolt, or the all thread that's threaded up into this flexible gooseneck, bend it, and then bend it again up, so there's a double bend there. And then I put some, like a wire loom cover that you would use to keep all your wires together over the top of it, and wire tied it. I would be outside shooting this so that you could see the entire install. And yeah, there's fingerprints on it. And I need to put like a wing nut, 3/8 inch wing nut, or a nut right there to tighten it so it doesn't rotate. But what it does is gets it up in the air so I can see it over the top of the 2 meter, the 779 2 meter GMRS radio. And the beautiful thing about the whole thing, like I've said probably about a bazillion times, is this whole thing can come out. You take this off of there, spring, clamp. I turn it sideways, and I was putting my Android phone mobile device on it, so this way, so you can hold an Android this way, you can hold a Lenovo tablet that way. It's not too bad. I don't hate it. I don't completely hate that at all. So like tomorrow when I drop it off at the dealership, I'm going to take everything out of here, all the because I've got all the parts for the projects back there. I've got some more stuff today, but this is one project down. This again is for with a USB or a hotspot, mobile hotspot, so that you can track location of satellites for satellite communication, and that'll come into play with the Yagi antenna that's on the board to be built. One update: the one of the 3/8 inch aluminum rods that I was going to use for an upright on the dual band dipole, portable stubby dipole, is too short, and so I had to order a 5-foot long piece of 3/8 inch aluminum tubing or rod from Amazon, and it won't be here for a week. So that one's getting pushed back a little bit, and I can't find the antenna mount. I know I had another one somewhere, and I just can't find it. So next project. Here's an angle of it. Let me see if I can start this bad boy up. And again, just to be uber clear, this isn't watch YouTube or whatever on when I'm driving. This will be either sitting here looking in the door when I've got a handy talkie in a Yagi pointing at a satellite, tracking it. Or what I haven't said is that there is, where that disconnects right there, on that 3/8 inch bolt right there, I have a tripod that this screws onto. So if I'm remote somewhere and I decide that I want to use it somewhere other, you can see me over the top of my, what a dork, like a PODA or something like that activation, I can just look right over the top of the, I can take that out and stand it up beside wherever I'm happen to be activating or whatever. But it is convertible into a tripod mount outside the vehicle. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. And if I was going to use it for USB for looking for specific frequencies or scanning a frequency band to see who's on, or which band is active or whatever, it could be done here with the USB dongle, a SDR dongle running Uno, or I forget what's on here, what's ever available on a Android. But again, it's not to be watching, distracted driving. That's not the point here. And I can put Google Maps or Google Earth or whatever on this touchscreen here. I don't need this additional one for that. So that's so far of that one so far. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be working on the receiver cover cutout. Stand by. Okay. This is going to be the cutout of the receiver cover so that I can still access the hitch, the receiver, with a drawbar or whatever, and have it basically look the way it does right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that up, probably have to prop it up because the damn thing is like lost its mind. I think I demonstrated that. And begin work on that. I'll show you how I'm going to do it. Okay. Sitting out here on my little stool, and it would appear this is what it looks like, except for with the drawbar or the trailer hitch stuffed in that receiver there. It's got the chain places, it's got a 5-pin and then a round trailer pin. This thing will actually tow, I think, 5,000 pounds, something. It's not astronomical, but it's not a smart car level towing capacity. So I just think it looks hideous. So no bueno. So what I want to do is, what I didn't want to, the factory, the one that came with the car is up there with the clips. The clips are laying there on a rubber pad there beside it. So that's the factory one. It came with the car. This is the replacement one. My concern is that this being a newer looking one, not, driving around all the time with one that's like maybe off sun faded, off color, whatever. So I just wanted to keep those three pieces together. Now I had been running my pie hole about the receiver being down in this area, and based on what I'm seeing there, it's the polar opposite. Now the step stool is there simply so I could get my ass up in there to get all the crap, my antenna parts for projects, out of the car today instead of having to do it at the end of the day tomorrow, to drop the thing off to get them to fix my damn hatch. So it would appear that it's in the wrong, where I thought it was, is a wrong location. So I suppose that I could get some white paint and put it on that receiver and then snap this in on top of it, except for it's recessed too far and it won't reach it. And being that I'm more of a direct action type of guy, I have that, and that. And you may wonder what this is all about. Well, the thing I didn't show you is Mr. Benzene torch. So the idea is, without setting my car on fire, or the house, or the neighbor's house, heating the end of that up with torch, sliding it in this way into the receiver, because this side has got, this is a reducer to make it for like an 1 7/8 hitch, and I just didn't want to heat up all that metal, so I figured that looks more like a die cut thing ish. The problem is that pin fits in this one, and I want it outside the vehicle as far as possible to do this. So I'm going to use that through that hole to just keep it in place after it's heated, and I put it in after it's heated with those, and then push that down over the top of it, and it either melts its way through or it just puts a melt mark where it's supposed to be. And then I can use Mr. Jigsaw or Mr. Utility Knife or whatever to finish the cut, and then I'll put something on it to finish it to make it look more professional. So I'm going to set you down and get it rolling. Okay, and mocking this up, I'd put it in the way that I had said and pinned it with that Allen wrench. But my concern is that there's these little tabs here. I don't know if you can see them, the little slots in the body work. There's one right here, there. They coincide with these tabs on this. So if I heated the thing up and then had it pinned out as far as I was going to, I'm afraid the angle isn't going to allow it to mark itself properly, because it'll be out here. And I actually want to, get the full Monty on it. So I'm thinking, in retrospect, that I'm going to heat it up and just push it in there like it is. It's not going in there any further. But it's probably resting against the gas tank. So I got like one shot at glory at this. Get it hot, pick it up with that pair of pliers, stick it in there and push that down on it, and then get that back out of there and either out here in the rain to cool off or hit it with the hose. But I don't want it in there hot for any length of time. So here we go. Okay. So when I burn the piece out of myself, it'll be reported for posterity. And I'm determined I really don't have to do this in the office. I mean, that would be way to do it. And it also be totally unnecessary. And my biggest concern is not so much that it doesn't need to be bright red, is so much as I don't need to transfer the heat all the way down the tube into whatever it's going to be resting against inside. So it's hot. I promise you that. So,
sorry, I couldn't find that in your home.
pushed up on there. Hasn't burned through and it hasn't exploded yet, so I guess we're a little bit ahead. Let's see what's going on there. Well, hell, I don't even see a mark on it. It looks like there's a mark right here. Okay, plan A to plan B. We're going to cool this off. I don't want it transferring heat. That'll work. Inside the vehicle, because there's probably the gas tank right there. So obviously don't want a whole bunch of heat applied to it. It would almost look like they have a pattern here. Let me see if I can pick you up and show you. I don't know if you can, you can see it right there on the outside edge of where it says 502. It's like a U shape. So it looks like they may have already marked it. Let's see. You can see that line right there. But it's in this area right here, I believe, that we're jerking around with. And I don't want that big of an opening. I mean, if I have to, okay, but at this point, I don't have to do nothing but die and pay taxes. So, let me see. Okay, I put a couple pilot holes in there to make sure that that was where that hitch heated up hitch reducer was putting a mark on it. It looks like I'm actually, I use these pliers as a pair of pointers. Probably have to come out to the side there and there. And I might have to go up a little bit and then over here somewhere. But I don't want to just start knocking holes in it and making it all jaggedy and crappy. So I've got the old curling iron out, and I'm going to cut it with heat and see if I can't get a clean edge. Okay, that's the first cut. It's all right, you know, the way it is there. I'm thinking I may want to go out a little wider, and obviously higher, so that I can get the chains and the electric cords in. But so far it seems to be coming along quite nicely. So there's the piece. It's amazing what a hot piece of metal and run across a piece of plastic does, huh? All right, be right back. Okay, this right here. Oh wait, you didn't get to see the final product. See if we can see it. Now, you don't see all that crap hanging out. And I don't know, I may still need to cut it out a little bit bigger to be able to get the chains, safety chains and stuff like that in there with it. But, and the light. But for right now, it ain't, it's, don't look too bad, I don't think. So, there's project number 2 down. So, I see a lot of people struggling with strapping and stuff like that to make the connection, a good mechanical connection, good electric, whatever, connection for the shield and the center pin. And what I figured I would do is I went and got these 1/2-inch slot joints with no split ring in the center, so they'll slide up and down. And then once I get this measurement right, the driven element right, and the reflector right, and cut down to size, then I can solder it together and make sure it's square all the way up. Then I can slide this, maybe even do it over on the bench, tin it real well, and solder either the shield or the center pin to this side. I forget which one, but and then another one over here. And then when I hook it up to the S meter, move it up and down, both of them, and maybe put a rubber band under here, something, paper clip or something to hold it where it should be. Maybe even put a screw in there so it forces it to have a better mechanical connection. And then move it up and down until I get the SWR that obviously I want. Now, of course, this is just a mock-up. Turn around here. It's nowhere near that long. I don't know if I caught that in this clip or not. That's the finished product right there. I don't think it looks too bad. I may have to, like I said, I don't know if I recorded or not the thing. I looked up and it wasn't recording. So, I may have to make it a little bit wider so I can get the chains through. The thing about the chains is it's not going to do, you're really not going to do anything rubbing anything off, unless the hitch comes out, and then it don't really matter. So it's not completely centered, but it doesn't completely suck either. So I'm okay with it. And then back to what we're doing here. That is going to be the 2 meter and probably 70 centimeter, because 70 centimeter is the 3rd harmonic for 2 meter. If you take 145 times 3, and it's in the 435, whatever it is. So it's right there, 3rd harmonic for a 440 or 70 centimeter. So if I can get the SWR low enough on this, it may be a dual band Yagi. Yagi. The wires coming out of there are 2 different, those are going to be Slim Jims. Most likely 2 meter, and if I got enough cable wire there, maybe 2 meter or a GMR. So there's that. Down here in my pile of crap, there's caps and another sleeve slider. And then of course over here is the metal, and this is going to be the stubby diapole, and it needs to get cut off at 5.5 inches. Yeah, and then I believe it's a 1/2 inch from the edge to the center of the hole for the driven element, and then I think it's 6 3/4, 6 7/8 of an inch to the short reflector, and then it's 5 1/4, 5.5 inches to the center of the taller reflector. So one, unfortunately, yeah, your local big box store, Lowe's and Home Depot, they do not have a long enough aluminum tube, so I had to buy buy a 3/8 inch 5 foot, because it's got to start at the minimum. It's got to be is 57 inches, the long one, and that's 48 or 36 or whatever the hell it is. It is 36, so it's fully 2 feet short of where it needs to be. That's pre-tuning, okay? So, I mean, this is the metal for the Yagi, and I'm thinking that might even be too short. I have to get some better measurements for that. So anyways, one project knocked up, one project completed, a second project inside the vehicle completed. The third project is not completed because I don't want to do it until I get it back from the dealer, mounting the antenna mounts. Oh, and surprise, surprise, I thought I had the PL239 or SO239 into a 3/8 by 24 connector, and I had one. I could have sworn I had two, so I'm going to have to buy a couple of those and get them up here rapidly, so that I can put the driven, you know, get it threaded and put in there. So we're moving along. If you liked anything that I showed you, especially that, I'm kind of proud of that right there. Give me a like, consider subscribing, sharing. More to come.